Hello everyone. Now we will discuss about the activity-based costing and introduction. In the previous video, I already explained about the functional-based costing. Actually, we have two approaches of the costing. The first is traditional costing that we call functional-based costing. Now we will discuss the contemporary costing that we call activity-based costing. How to assign the manufacturing costs to products. We assume that we produce several kinds of products. And then how do we assign the manufacturing costs to each kinds of products? The products in this case as a cost object. So actually for direct raw material costs and direct labor costs, because they are direct costs, so we can directly assign the direct raw material costs and direct labor costs to product. It is different for the factory overhead costs, because the factory overhead cost is indirect costs, so we cannot directly assign the factory overhead cost to product. So actually we have two stages. The first, we have to assign the factory overhead cost to cost pool. In the traditional costing, the cost pool is plant or producing department. So actually, the cost pool in this case is the organizational units. It is different from the activity-based costing, especially for the factory overhead costs, for direct raw material costs and direct labor costs, because they are direct costs. Actually, there is no difference between the functional-based costing and the activity-based costing, because they are direct costs. So we can easily and accurately trace to the cost object, in this case to the products. So actually the same, how to assign the direct raw material costs and direct labor costs between the functional-based costing and the activity-based costing. The different one is only for factory overhead costs. So in activity-based costing, the cost pool that we have is activity. So the factory overhead costs should be assigned first to the activity, and then the second stage, we assign the activity cost to product. So actually, in this case, the cost pool activity. If we talk about the activity, it is related to business process. This is a design of activity-based costing and functional-based costing. In the traditional costing, as we discussed earlier, we are using plant and producing department as a cost pool, because function in this case refer to organizational units. So if plant that we use as cost pool, we call the plant-wide rate. While if producing department we use as a cost pool, so actually the so-called departmental rate. So in this case, for plants, so we have a single rate, plant-wide rate, but for producing department, we have two rates. The first is cutting rate, and then the second is finishing rate. And then we need to also we need to make the allocations of factory overhead. For example, we have factory overhead 100 million, and then we allocate to cutting department 70 million and to finishing department 30 million. And then we can also break down into several activities if we look at the process. Yeah. For example, in the cutting department, we have prototyping, setting up machine, cutting, handling materials, and then the finishing department, for example, we have grinding, painting, and inspecting. So because the information in this case is activity, so we call this activity-based costing. Activity-based costing. Because the cost pool that we use in this case is activity. Yeah. Activity. So its activity, actually we have output, yeah, that we call the activity drivers. Activity drivers. For example, for prototyping, so what is the activity driver? Activity driver in this case actually refer to the activity output. Yeah. The more output or the more activity drivers, the more costs. Yeah. Maybe we can use the prototyping hours. Setting up machine, we can use the driver is number of setups, or we can also use setup times. For the cutting, for example, we cut the raw material using machine, so we can use machine hours as a cost driver or activity driver for cutting. For material handling, we can use number of moves as a cost driver, yeah, or activity drivers, yeah, for handling material. For grinding, maybe we can use grinding hours, yeah, for this activity, for grinding activities, and also the painting, for example, because we are using more machine, for example, to paint, yeah, the product. So we can use, for example, machine hours or painting hours. And inspecting, maybe we can use number of inspection as activity drivers. Activity drivers. Number of inspection. This is the design of activity-based costing and functional-based costing. Before we explain how to assign the manufacturing costs to the product, we have to know first the cost assignment methods. Actually, we have 3 cost assignment methods. The first is direct tracing method. The second is driver tracing method, and the last is allocation method. So what is the direct tracing? Actually, the direct tracing is the process of identifying and assigning costs to a cost object that are specifically or physically associated with the cost object. So this method is used if the resources are solely consumed by particular cost object. Actually, the direct tracing method we use for direct costs. Direct costs. So in direct costs, we can easily and accurately trace to particular cost object. For example, in this case, if the power department as a cost object, so salary of the power department supervisor will be assigned to power department using direct tracing, because the supervisor is only works for power department. Same as fuel. Yeah. Fuel used to produce power in the power department, so the fuel will be assigned to the power department using direct tracing method. If the product as a cost object, so direct materials, direct labors used to make a product will be assigned to product using direct tracing method. Ideally, all costs should be charged to cost object using direct tracing, because this is the most accurate cost assignment. Unfortunately, it is often not possible to physically observe the exact amount of the resources being consumed by the cost object, especially for the common facilities, like electricity. Yeah, we use for the all department, the building, for example, covering the several departments and others. So, if we cannot use the direct tracing method, so actually we can use the second method is driver tracing method. What does it mean drivers? Drivers are the factors that cause change in the resource usage. So the more drivers actually will consume the more resources, and then will make the more costs. So driver tracing, actually we use drivers to assign cost to the cost object. We are using the drivers to assign the cost to the cost object. This method will be used if resources are consumed by several cost objects, or we call the common facilities, and there is causal relationship. So there is causal relationship. Actually, the driver can be divided into two. The first is resource drivers. The second is activity drivers. The resource drivers measure the demand and the demands placed on the resources by activity, and are used to assign the cost of resources to activity. Yeah. So actually, measure the demands placed on the resources by activities, and used to assign the cost of resources to the activities. So the driver that we use to assign resources to activities, we call resource drivers. For example, power in the activity maintaining equipment may not directly traceable. Metering may not be practical. Thus, resource driver such as machine hours could be used to assign the cost of power. So machine hour, actually this is the resource drivers that we use to assign the cost of power to activity the maintaining equipment. And then the second driver is activity drivers. measure the demand placed on activities by cost object and use to assign the cost of activity to cost object. So the activity drivers actually driver that we use to assign the activity cost to cost object. That's why we call activity driver, to assign the activity cost to cost object. The resource driver actually driver that we use to assign the resources, yeah, the cost of resources to activity. For example, the activity drivers, yeah, number of maintenance hours works can be used to assign the cost of maintaining equipment activity to the cost object. So we can use number of maintenance hours works as activity drivers to assign the cost of maintaining equipment activity to cost object, yeah, to cost object, to the products, yeah, to the product. So this is the example of the activity and the activity driver. Actually, the activity drivers similar with the activity output. Yeah. So handling material, the activity driver, number of move, inspecting materials, number of inspection or inspection hours, setting up machine, number of setups or setup hours, cutting, for example, using machine. So we can use machine hours as activity drivers, purchasing material, number of orders. And then the last cost assignment method is allocation method. We use this method if there is no cause and effect relationship or there is no causal relationship, yeah, with the cost associated with the cost object. In the driver tracing, there is causal relationship. The more activity, the more cost. So the allocation method can be used for assigning costs to the cost object. So cost allocation, because there is no causal relationship, actually there is no driver to assign the costs to the cost object. So if, because there is no drivers, cost drivers, if you want to assign this cost to the cost object, we just use based on the convenient or arbitrary or just assume linkage. Yeah, assume linkage. For example, how can we assign the security costs, for example, or depreciation expense of factory building using the straight line method to products? Actually, there is no drivers. Yeah. So if you want to assign, we can just use convenient based on the convenience or arbitrary or just assume linkage. Actually, in the facility level activity costs, the facility level activity costs will be assigned to product using the cost allocation. Yeah. Actually, this method is not accurate, yeah, cost assignment. Cost assignment. So this is the example. Allocation method is will be used to assign the depreciation expense of plants or factory building if you are using straight line methods to each type of product, because either are not producing product, the plants should be depreciated. The best costing policy may be assigning cost resources to cost object using direct tracing method and driver tracing methods. Actually, this is for the accuracy of our costing. So we don't assign, yeah, we don't use allocation methods. Yeah. because it can make a distortion, cost distortion. So we just use the direct tracing method and driver tracing method for getting the accurate product cost. So this is actually the two stages of assignment of activity-based costing. So the factory overhead costs are assigned to activity. We are using direct tracing or driver tracing. Actually, driver tracing in this case, resource drivers. And then the cost of activity we assign to product. We are using driver tracing. Driver tracing in this case can be unit driver activity or non-unit drivers, non-unit drivers. So in this case, activity drivers, but in this case, we call resource driver because the driver that we use to assign resources to activity. In this case, activity driver, but we have unit and non-unit drivers to assign the activity to the products. Now, how is the differences between functional based costing and the activity based costing when we want to calculate the product costs? In the functional based costing, actually we have two kinds of rates, right? Plan-wide rate and departmental rates. If you are using plan-wide rates, so the direct raw material cost plus direct labor cost, and then we assign the factory overhead costs. We have just single rate. So the actual capacity times the factory overhead rate. So we find the applied factory overhead rate. And then we total, this is the total manufacturing cost on the total product cost. If you are using departmental rate, so direct raw material cost plus direct labor cost and applied factory overhead costs. Because this is department, so we have assign the factory overhead cost for each department, producing department. So in this case, cutting department, so the actual capacity times the cutting rate, and then the assembly department costs we assign to product by multiplying activity actual capacity and the assembly rate. And then we total, this is the total factory overhead costs. Factory overhead costs plus direct labor costs and direct raw material costs, we find the total manufacturing costs. Total manufacturing costs. This is if we are using functional based costing. If we are using the activity based costing, so the direct raw material cost plus direct labor cost and then the factory overhead we calculate based on the activity. Not based on the department. For example, in this case, we have inspecting activity, prototyping activity, for example, setting up machine activity, cutting activity, material handling activity, reworking activity, reworking the defect products activity. So actually the formula similar. For example, how can we assign the inspecting raw material costs? So number of inspection times the inspection rate. Actually, this is the actual number of inspection. Prototyping product, prototyping hours times the prototyping rate. Setting up machine costs, number of setup times the setup rate. Cutting raw material, in this case, machine hours times the cutting rate. Material handling, number of moves times the handling rate. Reworking defect product, number of defect units times the rework rates. So we can total the factory overhead costs, and then we add the direct labor cost and direct raw material cost. We find the total manufacturing costs or total product costs. Actually, this is the way to calculate the product cost if you are using the activity-based costing. Actually, the difference is only for factory overhead costs. In activity-based costing, actually the factory overhead costs content, the factory overhead content, cost content actually in the activity, But in the departmental rate, the contents of factory overhead cost is department, purchasing department. If you are using the plant-wide rate, actually we can directly multiply the actual capacity and the factory overhead rate. And because we just make plants as whole. So this is the difference between functional-based costing and the activity-based costing. Focus in functional-based costing is unit the organization, while activity-based costing focus on process. And then the cost pool, actually functional-based costing is a producing department or plant because it is related to the organizational unit. While the activity-based costing, the cost pool is activity. The cost assignment methods in the functional-based costing, we emphasize on the allocation intensive allocation methods, while in the activity-based costing, we emphasize on the driver tracing, driver tracing methods. While in the ABC allocation methods, in the ABC driver tracing methods. And then the activity driver, in functional-based costing, we just use unit drivers, such as machine hours, direct labor hours. Actually, there are 5, right? Direct raw material cost, direct labor cost, and unit produced. But in the activity-based costing, the activity driver that we use can be unit drivers and non-unit drivers, such as number of inspections, setup hours, number of orders, and others. The cost information in the functional-based costing, actually the cost of resources like electricity, salaries, and etc. While the activity-based costing, the cost information actually cost of activity. For example, cost of inspecting materials, cost of moving material or handling the material, cost of purchasing, for example, and others. So what is the limitation of traditional costing? The limitation of traditional costing, because only use unit base, because only use unit base driver or unit drivers in the multi-product company, it can overcost or under cost the product, because in the traditional costing or functional based costing assume that the overhead consumed by products is highly correlated with the number of units produced, measured in terms of such factor as direct labor hours, machine hours, material cost, direct labor cost, or unit produced. This is the advantages of the activity-based costing. If you are using activity-based costing, so activity-based costing could produce the accurate product costs because we use the driver based on the characteristic of the for each activities, and then the information produced by the activity-based costing could be used to optimize the cost reduction and simultaneously create more value. We call this the cost effective, because activity information by activity information we can easily identify the content of activity. So based on the content value of the activity, we can identify the value-added activities and non-value-added activities. So for non-value-added activities, this can be potentially reduced to create value. So actually, this is the advantage of the activity based costing. So we can optimize the cost reduction and simultaneously create more value. And this is the example of the limitation of traditional costing or functional based costing. For example, we produce two kinds of product, fun and funny. This is the unit produce, 500 for fun and funny 1000, machine hours per unit, product 4 hours, and for funny 2 hours, inspection hours 20 hours for fun, 80 hours for funny. Number of machine setups 10 times for fun and 40 times for funny. Direct raw material costs 1 million for fun and 3 million for funny. Direct labor costs 600,000 for fun and 1,200,000 for funny. This is the factory overhead costs, inspection costs, and machine setup costs. In total, 14 million. So the question, calculate the unit cost using functional based costing, calculate the unit cost using activity based costing, and then assume that company desires profit for 1,000 per unit, determine the unit selling price using functional based costing and the activity based costing. Question D, if the competitor uses activity based costing while the company uses functional based costing, give comments about the company's products. So this is the answer. If you are using functional based costing, so the cost driver actually unit driver in this case machine hours, because the number of setup or the number of inspection hours, it is not unit drivers, it is batch drivers. So we can calculate the total machine hours in this case, because to produce one unit we need 4 hours for fun. So 4 times 500 units, so we find 2,000, and then to produce one unit we need 2 hours for funny. So 2 hours times 1,000, so the total machine hours will be 2,000. So 2,000, 4 times 500, and 2 times 1,000, the total 4,000 machine hours. So we can calculate the factory overhead rate. The total factory overhead cost 14 million divided by 4,000 machine hours. So we find 3,500 per machine hours. So how do we calculate the cost of each products? So actually the raw material and direct labor is already given, and then we add the factory overhead costs, because to produce 500 we need 2,000 machine hours 4 times 500, so time 3,500, and then for Fanny also same, 2 hours time 1,000, so will be 2,000 times 3,500. So the applied factory overhead cost for Fan 7 million and for Fanny also 7 million. So we find the total manufacturing cost 8 million and 600,000 for Fan, and then 11 million and 200,000 for Fanny. Because we produce 500 for Fan, so we find unit cost 17,200 by dividing the total manufacturing cost by the unit produced. And then for Fanny, we produce 1,000, so the total manufacturing cost 11 million and 200,000 divided by 1,000, so we find 11,200. And then because the company decide profit 1,000 per unit, so we can calculate the unit selling price. We just add by 1,000. So 17,200 plus 1,000, so the selling price for Fan 18,200, and then for Fanny 11,200 plus 1,000, so the selling price 12,200 for Fanny. And then if you are using the activity-based costing, so actually this is our cost, inspection cost and machine setup cost. And then the activity driver in this case, the appropriate activity drivers for inspection costs is not machine hours, but in this case inspection hours, because the inspection cost is driven by the inspection hours. The more hours, the more inspection costs. Also for machine setup costs, actually the appropriate activity drivers, not machine hours, but number of setup. The more setup, the more machine setup costs. Actually the inspection hours and the number of setup, it is batch drivers. And then the capacity, activity capacity, 100 hours. Actually, this one, right? To 20 hours for Fan and 80 hours for Fanny. And for setup, actually 50, 10 for Fan and 40 for Fanny. So in this case, 100 hours and 50 setups. And then we divided the total and the activity capacity, we find the activity rate. We find the activity rate. So 10 million divided by 100, so we find 100,000 per inspection hours. 4 million divided by 50, so we find 80,000 per setup. After we find this, so we can calculate the product cost for each product, Fan and Fanny. Actually, we have the same direct raw material cost and direct labor cost. This is already given because their direct costs easily and accurately traced to each kind of products, and then the different one for factory overhead costs we calculate by the activity. Yeah. So, for example, inspection costs for Fan 20 hours times the inspection rate 100,000, so we find 2 million. And then for Fanny, we have 80 hours inspection hours time 100, so it will be 8 million. Setup costs for Fan, we have 10 setup time 80,000, the rate. Yeah. So we find 800,000, and then for Fanny, we have 40 setup time 80,000, so we find the 3,200,000. And then we find the total manufacturing costs. We total the direct material cost, direct labor cost, and factory overhead costs. And then total, in this case, 4,400,000. For Funny, 15,400,000. Because we produce 500 unit for Fun, so 4,400,000 divided by 500, we find 8,800. For Funny, yeah, the total manufacturing cost 15,400,000 divided by the unit produced 1,000, we find 15,400. And then we add profit 1,000, so the selling price for Fun 9,800 and unit selling price for Funny 15,400 plus 1,000, so we find 16,400. So if we look at here, yeah, if the company using the functional based costing, the selling price for Fun 18,200, while the competitor, they are using activity based costing, so the selling price per unit 9,800. For Funny, the common is selling price 12,200, while for competitor 16,400. So the comment is Fun product cannot be sellable because unit selling price is significantly higher than competitors. Because a competitor, the selling price only 9,800, while our selling price is 18,200. So actually it's difficult to sell our products because our selling price is too high. While for Funny product is sellable because selling price is lower than competitors. Our price is 12,200 while the competitor 16,400. But in this case, we are getting loss. Why we are getting loss? Getting loss in this case 3,200 because we sell 12,200. Actually, the accurate cost, the accurate cost is 15,400. 400. This is the accurate cost. So we sell lower than our the cost. So we sell lower than cost. So actually, it's sellable, but we are getting loss, 3,200. So because the accurate product cost is 15,400, not 11,200. Because in this case, actually we calculate under costing, right? Under costing. This one, 11,200. Actually, the accurate cost is not 11,200, but 15,400. That's all. Our discussion about the activity-based costing and introduction. We will continue next video for how is the steps to calculate the product cost using activity-based costing. So thank you and see you in the next video.